I'm going to hit record on computer, Christy. I did a whole hour-long class, y'all, and I couldn't find my recording. And I was so upset because it was such a good class. All right. Perfect. So I think we've got enough to go ahead and start. So I did send y'all the agenda. I won't put it up, but I was hoping a few of the mentor teachers would be available, but I believe we've got Leah Webb. Leah, you're one of the mentors, correct? Would you go ahead and introduce yourself, please?
Actually, Dr. Tronori, you taught me while you was at USM, so we've met before.
Was your last name Webb?
No, ma'am, my last name is King.
Okay, great. Thanks for reminding me about that.
Yes, my name is Leah Webb. I work at Law Upper Elementary, and I teach 5th grade science.
Okay, awesome. So you're going to be one of our great mentors. That's so awesome. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you.
All right, and I think we do have some district coordinators. Why don't y'all just take a minute and introduce yourself to Leah since she's our new person. So let's do we'll do Summer, Rebecca, and then Dr. Miles.
Hi, Leah. I'm Summer. I'm a district coordinator for Forest County. And we have two mentors. They weren't able to join us because they're giving 9 weeks test this week. Rhonda Long and Megan Riley. And they both teach 5th grade science.
Oh, awesome. Okay, that's great. Miss Puckett?
Hi, my name is Rebecca Puckett. I'm the Director of Accreditation, Accountability, and Testing for Stone County School District. We have some students enrolled in the program, and our mentors also are 5th grade science teachers as well. We have one math teacher who's phenomenal, 3rd grade, that we will be utilizing as well in the fall. So we're excited to get started.
Great. Dr. Miles?
Hey, Leah, I'm not sure you can see me yet. I'm Dr. Miles. Hey, everyone. I serve as a district coordinator for Vicksburg 1 County Schools. Welcome aboard.
All right, and just Leah, so that you know who we are, I'll be the one mostly doing most of your meetings since you already know me. Miss Dr. Sears, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Dr. Jan Sears, and I will be working with you all as a coordinator, working on dates that we can come into your school district. If the mentors need things, I can help you, or if I can't help you, I can find an answer for you. And today we will be thinking about dates that we will be in your district with our planetarium.
And I am Christy Wheat. I am the STEM specialist and a professor at William Carey, and I will be I've been working on our STEM labs at the university, where we'll have mentors and teachers, pre-service teachers, be able to come in and put their hands on some really cool things. We have 3 different rooms that we are working on, and we also are putting together a mobile STEM lab. Jan mentioned the planetarium that will be coming out to the schools, and the mentors are going to have a real big hand in when we bring out our mobile STEM activities and things to help facilitate those and within the district. So that's really exciting. And then I'll also be teaching the STEM courses for the endorsement.
Right, great. All right, so the first thing I was going to bring up, just because we are recording this and everybody will get a copy, is let me share the screen. And I just wanted to I do have from the mentor teachers some of these MOUs signed and back. So I'm going to need those as soon as possible. Once your district mentors have been identified, each district gets 2 mentors for this year. I know this is really not a full year. It's really going to be spring, summer. It really counts as the first year. And then the second year will start in August. But if you will just, when the mentors fill this out, if they will add the date and your school district. Let me just go over just some of the duties for the mentor. And one is the number A is that we really do want you to start in the month of March meeting with your student, if you have a student in your district, for 1 hour a week. That can be virtual. The mentors can work with your district coordinators to work out how you're going to do this. And basically, what we're really trying to do is get the STEM culture started in your district. So I'm going to I'll show y'all the form in a few minutes that we created that can be revised as we go through. This is just first draft, but we would like for you to start meeting for 8 weeks. And I don't think I have it until after spring break, starting like March 18th, not this week, not next week, but the following week, so that we can get 8 weeks worth of meeting in. But basically, this is to start this relationship between mentor and student. And I'll go over that sheet in just a few minutes. But basically, the mentor is going to be the catalyst for boots on the ground. So the mentor will work with the district coordinators and with Dr. Sears to get the STEM culture going. And then you'll work this summer with hopefully Dr. Wheat. I just cannot wait to call her Dr. Wheat, on creating a STEM project, some action research for your district. So we're real excited about that. That'll be a combination of mentor and STEM student, district coordinator, and getting something off the ground that can be implemented during next year. So Dr. Wheat will be your person for that. And then really just working with any teachers in any grade level, K-12, on incorporating STEM into their classroom, whatever that may be. So the big thing I wanted to kind of talk about a little bit is the STEM endorsement. So I sent that to the district coordinators for you to share with your mentors. We are our preference would be to have 4 mentors per district. So 2 identified now and 2 more identified in the fall. Because if we're going to create energy in the STEM culture, we want as many people as we can to be on board. So we're hoping the 2 identified STEM mentors that are identified now will get their STEM endorsement this summer. Then you'll identify 2 more, and they will get their endorsement next summer. Okay? If you've already identified your 4 STEM, they can go through the STEM endorsement this summer. We can pay for it, but I can't pay them their stipend until next year's money. So I think it'll be cleaner if we just do the 2 mentors this time, and the others will get theirs next summer. And I'm going to let Christy, do you want to talk for a few minutes about what that looks like, that STEM endorsement?
Yes, absolutely. So it's 4 5-week courses that will be taken beginning just during that one, summertime, right? So these are going to be hybrid courses. A lot of the work will be done online. A lot of the work really has to do with an action learning project that you get to choose that's very specific and personal to you and your school and your district as the mentor. And you'll be creating some things, and we'll be going through the research together to support you in creating your action learning project. There will be a few times though that we'll come to the university because again, we have that STEM lab that will be up and running by then, so that you're able to look at some of the projects that we have there, model some things together, and really just dive in to some of the technologies that we'll have to offer. So we're really excited. It's going to be fast. It's going to be, I think, painless because it's such an interesting, topic and fun thing to do. But a lot of the work, again, will be very applicable to your role that you have in your district. Leah, for you as a 5th grade science teacher, and I heard others say you have 5th grade science teachers. So it might be enhancing the engineering design process in those 2 engineering design standards in your grade levels at your school or within your district. So just very practical, hands-on action project you're going to create for your school and district with the research for STEM. And that's it in a nutshell.
And our goal is, since the State Department has changed their STEM endorsement process, we've been approved for a K-6 STEM endorsement, okay? Next summer, Christy's going to revise a second endorsement for 7th through 12th grade that is more computer science based. So that when these mentors get finished with this project, they will have the STEM endorsement for K-12. That is our goal, okay? We're gonna get the K-6 ones this summer, and next summer, it'll be really awesome. They'll be able to get the endorsement from William Carey for the 7th through 12th. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the payment schedule for mentors here. They'll get paid $2,000 annually, so the first payment will be in May, once they complete their 8 weeks of meeting with the student. Right now, Dr. Miles, Vicksburg and Greenville do not have students this trimester, and neither does Covington County. So your we will design something different for your 8 weeks of meeting. We may have you meet with Dr. Sears. Your main goal for the observation is going to be to help Dr. Sears plan and Dr. Week plan this day, this STEM day. So probably we can, for that payment schedule, we'll have 8 types of projects for you to work with so that you can get a check. Your mentors will be able to get a check this trimester too. The second payment will be in August once they have committed and finished their 4 STEM endorsement classes. They'll get their second $1,000. And then the next year, we hope to have a payment in December and then again in April or May of next year. So I think that's basically it for the MOU. Like I said, some districts have already sent that back. I did want to get your comments and feedback on this observation form. This will be something that we have to turn in since this is a federal grant, and how many times your mentor, well, what is the body of their work? What are they doing? And so this is enough for 8 spots. And what you will do is, as the mentor, they will fill out this column, basically kind of plan out what your discussions are going to be with your students. It can be based on the coursework that the students are in right now. What are they seeing in the classroom? What challenges they're experiencing are some solutions. So one of the things I'd like to encourage the mentors to do here is, because your STEM students are embedded in different courses, they may not automatically be looking for what's going on in STEM. So you could ask them on a weekly basis, did you see any great math strategies this week, or engineering or science? What did you see? Or the mentor could lead the student in saying, can you work within your placement this trimester and go investigate or report back to me next week what's going on as far as engineering's going in your school, what's going on in the STEM world, or what materials they might have. So it'll be up to the mentor to kind of guide these 8 weeks based on what's going on in STEM in your district. So it'll give your mentor some autonomy to make it work for your school and your district. Some of these mentors are not in the same school that our students are in. And so they may be able to gather some good information about what's going on and what's different in this other elementary school. And then if you want to send your student to a STEM resource, send them an article, anything like that, that resource could be listed here, and then how you all discussed it. So it's perfectly fine for the mentors to assign a website to go visit or an article, and then you two could discuss it each week. Or a book, a STEM researcher, or get with Christy Wheat and find some good resources that you all could start investigating and having kind of a book report kind of thing right there. So just, encourage the mentor and the student to both have something to show up with, something to discuss. I think that's going to be important for the mentor to plan out each week. And then of course, we'll turn this in. This document here will be the documentation for you to get your payment in May. So the 3 districts that don't have a student right now, I'll work with you on some options for that. Do you have any questions about this document or any feedback? Okay. So we have talked about everything on the agenda except for the spring 2024 visit. So let me just set it up, and then Dr. Sears is going to be in charge. She's the liaison between the districts and the grant. So she will be the mentor's contact person. And between the mentor, the district coordinator, and the students, you all will work with Dr. Sears on a date for a spring STEM visit. What we visualize this visit being is a big kickoff for your grant. So we would love for you to have the newspaper, the radio, the TV, any kind of press, district press, make a big day of it, because we're also going to use it for recruitment. I think right now we have about 14, 15 students total that have already applied. We need 32. So we're going to use this in all districts as a recruiting effort. So that'll be my part, is I will try to make sure that the community colleges are present, the recruiters for the community college, and also some students that are graduating in May are invited to attend, and they also can assist you on that day. But the way we planned it is to have Christy Wheat, Zanis Cappy, Dr. Sears, and me, if I can be present there to assist with whatever jobs we might need to do, getting students back and forth, kicking off things. And then we would like to have the district coordinator, the 2 mentors, and any students, STEM students. So it's going to take a lot of coordination. So Dr. Sears is going to be coordinating all that. I'm sure she'll get a spreadsheet going for us about who all is going to be there and the date and then materials needed. But I'll let her take over. I just kind of wanted to set up what our goal is for that day. It's part recruiting, but really it's a kickoff. And we're thinking the planetarium is the most exciting way to kick that off. So I don't know, Christy, you can also chime in and tell them, how many people can fit and kind of what we're thinking about for that. So I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Sears and Ms. Wheat.
Yes,
Yes.
I will get a spreadsheet going. Be thinking about where in your school district you want to have it. Christy, about how much room we need, or what size area we'll need will be important when they're thinking about that. And we are looking at hopefully April, May will roll into your district. So we'll just be communicating between now and then about the perfect date that will work for everyone. And so Christy, about how big of an area, or what do they need to be thinking on when they pick the spot?
Yeah, so imagine a giant inflatable planetarium. It holds about 50 students, and so the students will get to go in, sit down, and then it will be the projection of the we have a few different videos that they can watch. They last around 30-45 minutes, the show does, so it holds about 50 students at a time.
So and so we will come in, we'll help get it set up, and then you'll bring your students through. And so I would say, and I know that's during testing time, so we'll try our best to work around that as we can. If you already have dates in mind, we will start adding those to our sheet and try to make it work for everybody. So does anybody have any questions about that?
How early are y'all ready to start rolling out? Because as you mentioned, testing and what to do.
Right. So the planetarium, we are expecting in the next couple of 3 weeks to be in to us. And then, Christy, I guess after that, we're ready, aren't we?
Yeah, that's all we're waiting for is the planetarium to arrive, and we can start coming out. But also thinking about those, there's eight districts, but thinking about those 2-3 weeks after testing, too, and into May, like if we need to come after testing is done, because depending on the school and the district, we know that might start mid-April and run 4 or 5 weeks, depending on how your testing calendar looks. So we can be flexible with that.
Okay, wonderful.
So what I will do after this meeting or first of next week, I will get together a spreadsheet and send to all of you, and you all we can just start plugging in the dates, the place that you are available. As soon as you know, I know you probably won't know until you get together and talk to some people. But yeah, just if we'll start plugging that in and getting it planned, and we'll, of course, we'll schedule 3 weeks out so we can make sure that everything's here and ready to go. But just be thinking of a time and a place in your district that you want us to come in for this big day.
So we're thinking planetarium this spring for everybody, one school. Next year, our goal is to get to you 2 times. And so if you have 3 schools, you might be able to go visit 3 different elementary schools. But also if they're small, or if you need to bus kids over to a different school, that's fine too. We'll work with you. We want as many students as possible to benefit from our mobile lab. And Christy Wheat will be sending out options. We just got a photo booth in that we can bring mobile. We've got a lot of mobile robot things that we can bring. So they're going to get exposed to a lot of fun things. And it may be that you can make a request through Christy that, hey, this is what we would like. Is it mobile? So it could be customized based on your district. We want this to be whatever it's going to take in your district to really get STEM off on the right foot.
Yeah, or even a STEM day. Like if I envision, next year, once we've got kicked off and are into it, when we come, we may have centers or stations set up around a gymnasium or around your courtyard or wherever, and have the planetarium, because there are multiple shows with that, and have the robotics, or have here, and have all the different things that we'll have available, maybe set up around 3 or 4 different stations for kids to rotate through. So there's lots of options there.
And also remember that our lab will be open this summer. So as you were planning for next year, district coordinators and mentors, put a field trip to the STEM lab on your list so that you can actually come and do the virtual reality goggles and do the green screen and, really participate in hands-on all day. So I know that's going to take a lot of coordination on your part. District coordinators, use your mentors to help you all, since they're getting a stipend to be part of this organization piece. We just want to make sure that we reach as many kids as possible. This is really workforce related. And when you come to the STEM lab, they're going to be exposed to different occupations within STEM. So, part of our job is to really, prepare our students in Mississippi to go out in the workforce in the fields of science and math and technology and engineering. So if you all have ideas, please send them to us. As you can tell, we're open for a lot of ideas.
And you said that the field trips to actually come and do those that will not be ready until next summer.
Right. No, it'll be fall. It'll be fall. The STEM lab will be open this summer, and we'll be ready to have school tours come the fall. So I know with scheduling, sometimes you all are the right people to start getting that on the schedule. Decide how you can get your students to come, and y'all, doesn't always have to be elementary. It can be those middle school. It can be CTE. It can be Christie's has things for K-12. So it can be different pockets. It can be, if you have a STEM club, an engineering club, that might stretch us a little bit. So that would be good. but it doesn't always have to just be the K-6 elementary students either. And I guess the other thing, I think we're putting off doing anything face-to-face until fall. So I'm thinking we might have a big kickoff in Hattiesburg on campus to kick off the STEM lab and kick off the STEM grant. That you all will have mentors, we'll have students, everybody will be there, and we'll do that. We'll give our students their hopefully their computer that day and any other kind of little materials that we're going to give them, that we may move that till the middle of August. So I don't think we're going to be doing anything face-to-face as a group until then. So Dr. Sears will be meeting with y'all face-to-face, you know, with these kickoff days. But other than that, I really want to make sure we have everybody on board. Like I said, we're shooting for 32 students and eventually 32 mentors. Yeah. So I'd like to have everybody on board when we have that big kickoff.
And Dr. Snorri, I'm sure that there's a spreadsheet with everyone's contact information on it, and
Yeah. I'll send that back out to you today.
Yeah,
And if you want to just add a tab on the bottom, that'd be great too.
right, and we'll just add
Okay.
to that.
Mhm.
Okay.
So as you all are sending me, you know, your mentors, I sent well, let's see, did I send that out? Yeah, I think I did. So y'all are getting that into me. So I'll follow up with all that and we'll add it to the spreadsheet. Now, do y'all have any other comments or questions?
When is the W-9 due? Do
This
that
as
to
soon as
you, or is
possible.
it-
I just need to get it
Okay.
into the university system so the check can be mailed, either direct
Okay.
deposited or mailed to them.
Okay.
And that won't come out until May, but as soon as you can gather that, just send it to me and I'll get it into our system. And I think Stone County, I think you might only have one spot open for students. I think we might have 4. So Stone County's looking really good. Forest County, I think, did we end up with 3? 1 for this time, and then we've got another one coming in for the fall.
We
So-
have 2 this time and 1 for the fall. we
So
just
you've
have
only got 1
5.
opening, yeah. So thank you all for helping with the recruiting, and I don't think it's gonna be hard at all to fill those spots with you two. And then Dr. Miles, I want to let you know that I have met with Hines, and I'm going to include you in the next upcoming recruiting meeting we have. So we're getting ready to get the Mississippi Delta for Greenville and Hines to work with Vicksburg. So I'm excited about tapping into them to help you recruit some students.
Okay, great.
Okay.
And with the mentor, were you able to reach out to her and get her the information that she needs to complete?
Your mentors?
It was one mentor.
Yeah, well, I'd like for you to go ahead and identify 2 if you can. So we want to go ahead and get those 2 mentors on board so that they can help get this excitement for STEM in your district going. Okay, so if you can identify those, send them the paperwork that I sent out yesterday and just get them back to me. So every district now should have two mentors on board, and then we'll do 2 more in the fall.
Dr. Snorri, we do have, I think, our 4 spots filled. The other one will not begin until fall.
Yeah,
It's a gentleman, a young man.
that's right. Yeah.
When last, yes.
So you're full. Yay.
We are full, but we're always open for more if we're able to expand it. But I do have a question, and there was a little confusion on the observations. I know they're assigned a mentor that we'll meet with them weekly, and I love this sheet, the record sheet. That's going to be very helpful in keeping it, keeping them focused on what they need to do and discuss. Now, one of our students said that she has to, she's currently employed as an assistant at our middle school, our local middle school, which is 6th through 8th grade. So she does have that 6th grade. But one of her classes, she has to observe 4 hours, another class 8 hours, and then another class 24 hours. And my question is, can some of these hours come from our STEM within the 6th grade classes at the middle school? And then, of course, branch out into, or can she only observe and get these hours in the classroom of her mentor? I think that was
Okay,
our
so
big
yeah, it's
question.
a little confusing in that the mentor is a STEM mentor, and that's 1 hour a week. But then they have to complete their coursework to satisfy MDE. So her coursework, all of their students, you're the only one I think that doesn't have a placement. One of your students is not ready for placement yet. So she will be in the fall, but all of your other ones, thank you for making those placements. Most of them were TAs. So we will work with them on getting their work done. So they need to get those observation hours with one host teacher. So she can do her SPED hours and her reading hours. Because we're so heavy with literacy and K2, they have to pass the Foundations of Reading test. They do have to do some hours in a K2 classroom during reading block because they have to be exposed to that. So they start making connections to literacy. So I'll work with you separately on where those hours, it's basically a couple hours a day until they can get those hours done. Most of the time they can get those hours done in their building. But because they're in a 6th through 8th grade, for that K2 reading class, which is mine, she's gonna have to get 4 hours down there.
Okay.
You know, she can do 2 hours, 2 hours. So that's why one of our big requirements for our STEM students is to have some flexibility, particularly if they're a TA, because they're gonna have to go visit different classrooms. I know that may be a little heads up for y'all, but that flexibility with them to be able to go get their observation hours for literacy and then for STEM also.
So with that, if I understand, so some of the hours can come from their STEM 6th grade, but then and then of course, you know, go to the other schools that they see. So it may be random classes, correct? It'll be random. Okay. And I'm assuming the course, the course code, the teacher instructor will let them know what area. And that's when we need to make sure it goes specifically to that area so that they do get their proper endorsement.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that makes
And
sense.
you can contact me about pulling all 3 of those together. Yeah.
So at any point, could some of these observations hours overlap? Let's say if this teacher said this much and they're both in STEM,
yeah.
can she allow that to count for both classes?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that she has to designate the hours. So say she's going to go to a kindergarten classroom, she could observe a 2-hour reading block for one class. She could stay a couple additional hours for the STEM and meet with an inclusion teacher. She could also stay. So if she wanted to go 1 whole hour, she could get 6 hours in for all 3 classes. So when we send students out that are not TAs, we would like them to be there bell to bell for like 6 hours a day, where they get all their hours in one day. So it'd be like 8 to 10 for one class, 10 to 12 for another class, 12 to 2 for another class.
Okay. Allow them to see it. All right. And quite honestly, I feel like students should be coming to visit this one in particular that is housed at Stone Middle. She is in a self-contained special needs class, but she herself has our special needs students growing microgreens, micronutrients. So they have plants that they're growing in their
Oh, that's awesome.
It's amazing. It is amazing. So
then
you'll have
all of your
to-
students could get their SPED hours by visiting her. That would be perfectly fine. That's like 8 hours there. Okay. Love it.
Right. Well, but anyhow, well, thank you for the clarification.
Sure. Yeah, there's a lot of overlap, and they have to complete their coursework, their observations based on the courses they're enrolled in. And everybody's in a different spot. So we have a senior student who's just doing senior level classes, and the rest of them are kind of starting with those junior classes where it's kind of general education. So it is very personal. Each one's a little bit different.
Okay.
Thank you for always being here, and Summer, you also. We appreciate y'all. And Dr. Miles, appreciate y'all's ability to be able to be present. And I know there's so many things going on in the district. It's so hard, especially with testing starting. So we appreciate your time. And I will get this sent out to the others so that they're up to date also. All right. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.